In today's equity index futures markets, let's take a look at the NASDAQ futures today as they're having a nice move higher today, up better than 2% currently, right around the 11,480 level, just off the highs of the day. And when you look at today's price action, we're seeing a nice reversal and really across all the major equity index futures markets. But it is interesting when you look at the NASDAQ futures that even with this nice move higher, we're still not back to the highs from last week. So we are seeing, again, some reversal of the short-term pattern, but I would like to see probably us take out last week's highs before you could infer that potentially we're seeing a reversal of this downtrend the market's been realizing here for the better part of September. And when you look at some of the driving factors, I think there's several things you can point to. Certainly the global markets overnight, I think there was some significant strength coming out of Asia, then into Europe, and that helped to support the equity markets here in the United States and the NASDAQ futures. Also, appears that the president is responding well to treatment, so that theme was working its way into the market overnight, and I think that's another factor why we're seeing, again, a positive response in the NASDAQ futures. Also, data this morning was very strong across the board, so I think, that continued to support this upward theme that we entered the markets in today's price action. And the fourth thing, I think, is, again, the stimulus measures continuing to work their way through Congress, and the general belief is that they are continuing to negotiate what could be potentially a very positive thing, at least for the short term when you look at the equity markets. Looking at some of the trends in place, I want to point out that we are, again, seeing all these major averages and the futures up significantly today, led actually by the Russell futures, which are up about 2.5%. But again, Dow futures, S&P futures, NASDAQ futures, all reversing Friday's selling pressure and having a nice start to the week. And I do want to point out also that when you look at the micro E-mini NASDAQ futures, they're actually outpacing the NASDAQ E-mini futures almost 2-to-1 today. So we're seeing, again, continued activity and increased volumes in those micro E-mini futures. So today's price action, you're seeing actually more micro E-mini futures trading than the E-mini futures on the NASDAQ 100 futures complex.